Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now I've got a little surprise for you this video, and the surprise is we're not in London anymore, baby. But where are we? Well, I thought we could play a little game. Now instead of just telling you exactly where I am, I thought I'd give you a few clues and see if you can work it out, okay? So, clue number one, we're still in Europe. We've left the country, we've left the UK, but we are still in Europe. Clue number two, a sausage vending machine. That's your clue. And it's been a busy weekend because that sausage vending machine is empty. Now, which country is that desperate for a bit of sausage over the weekend that they need a vending machine for when the shops are closed on a Sunday? That's your clue. Clue number three is this flag. Now I'll give you a little hint. It's not Belgium. Which other flag could this be? Well, if you haven't worked it out by now, I'm sure you have, and I'll tell you, we are in Germany, baby, and we are in a secret city. Wow, what a piece of art, eh? Let's get fishing.
Got a new rod and I got some new line. Got a boat, it's just about time to head on out to my favorite spot. It's just about fishing time. Bee bye, bicky bye, bicky bye, bo, bicky bye, bicky bye, bicky boo.
Right guys, so I'm on the lake and it is an absolute beast. Now, there's actually a bit of a beach at this end, and in the summer this is full of people just partying, having a few beers and swimming. What a beauty of a lake this is. Now what I've done is I've got my rod literally with just some quarter floating fluoro on the end with just a hook. I've got some maggots in my bag and some bread, and I'm just doing a lap of the lake just in case. Oh, don't know if I caught that then. I was going to say just in case there was something in the margins. Now that was a carp. So what I'm going to do is, right, that's a good sign. I'm going to fish, well, I'm going to walk the margins once more, well, the rest of the lake that I haven't already done, back to the car. If I haven't seen anything, which I don't think it's going to be that easy, I wish it would be, but I don't think it is, I'll put my bottom gear on and go from there. So, if I get something on the way round, I'll let you know. Right guys, here we are, back on the bank again, back in the wee fish uniform. The weather's gone absolutely horrible again. 2 days of like pure summer, and that's gone now. But I think it could be an advantage to the fishing because the pressure's dropped a little bit, so that might mean a little bit more likely for a bite. So, gonna get the rods out and we'll talk again. So, I'm gonna fish one just off the tip of this margin here. Now this margin drops right off, and when I say drops off, it drops off to about 10 meters or something mental like that. It's very, very deep, so I'm just going to fish that straight off the margin. What I'm going to use on that is a yellow pop-up on a Ronnie rig. Now that will sit off the bottom because this is a floating bait. It will sit up like this, exposing the hook and keeping it off the bottom away from any debris. I'm going to fish that over some crushed up boilies and a load of sweet corn. So the three baits are yellow, being sweet corn. I'm then fishing a yellow pop-up over the top to make it hopefully a little bit more natural looking. Fingers crossed anyway. And rod number 2. So again, I've gone for the yellow pop-up now. After a lot of umming and ahhing, because I've got every colour under the sun. I've got white, I've got pink, I've got yellow, blue. And I don't know a lot about this lake, so it's like, what colour do they like? Who knows? So I think my best bet is to go for the colour of sweet corn, because I'm feeding them sweet corn. Every fish in the world loves sweet corn. You won't find a fish, or a carp anyway, on this planet that won't eat sweet corn. So I think my best bet is to go for a yellow sitting over a bed of sweet corn, because it matches the free food that I'm giving them. Fingers crossed anyway. If I have nothing, like as in no action whatsoever, no touches, no bleeps on the alarm for a few hours, then I may well change the colour, but we'll see. We'll see. Third time lucky, eh? Now all I've got to do is stick some bait over the top of that one and we are ready to fish. Sitting and waiting time then. Not my favourite thing in the world, but it's got to be done. Right, we're fishing. We are fishing. I accidentally dropped some in. So if you look at that, that's kind of what it's going to be looking like on the bottom, with my yellow pop-up sat in the middle of it. Fingers crossed the carp sees it and likes the look of it. There's so many, there's so much room for doubt in carp fishing, which is why I'm not a massive fan of it. Especially since I took up lure fishing, it's just so much more simplistic. But can't do that because the predator season doesn't start until the 1st of May in Germany, so tough luck on that. Got to do what we got to do, haven't we? We're going to try and catch a fish. We've got as good a chance as any, so we'll see. The weather, although horrible, is actually really good for the fishing. Because as I say, the pressure's dropped. Yesterday and the day before it was very high. I felt like it was going to be a storm. I think that suppresses the fish a little bit. Whereas today it's lightened up a little bit, the pressure wise, and should be good for a bite. The other good thing about this swim, because it is raining, is that, look, there's my Carla, and I've got my receiver in my pocket, so my bite alarms, they have a receiver, like a remote, which I can keep in my pocket, and that goes off as soon as the alarm goes off. So I'm going to go and sit in my car, which is like 10 metres over there, and wait for a bite. Oh, while I'm waiting for a bite, why don't I show you around Paderborn, the town that we're in. Did a little bit of filming yesterday when the sun was out, so I'll show you that now. Welcome to Paderborn, baby! As you can probably tell by now, I'm a big fan of graffiti and the urban art and the urban environment in general, and Paderborn is just absolutely full of it. You wouldn't think so in Germany, but I mean, check this one out. How cool is that? Now you might have noticed I'm not in the We Fish uniform of grey hoodie, a Lessie cap or grey bobble hat. That's because the weather in Paderborn is like 23 degrees and sun. Also, the reason I've been wearing a hat constantly is because I had this horrible lump on my head. Just popped up out of nowhere, and the NHS wouldn't deal with it because it's cosmetic, so I went and got it done privately while I've been in Germany, hence why I've got a bit of a scar on my head at the minute. But hopefully with the weather warming up and that gone now, you'll see me not wearing a hat all the time. Yeah, so that's the reasoning behind that. So it's absolutely belting it down, but luckily I can fish from the car. Look, rods are down there. Got my little receiver in the door. I suppose that's one of the advantages of carp fishing. Usually you'd be in your bivvy, wouldn't you? But this is my bivvy today. So yeah, there you go. Right, well, I just thought I'd talk quickly about what happened the other day. So I originally came fishing Saturday morning. The sun was shining. Oh, the carp was showing on the lake. It was it looked very, very positive. Things started to deteriorate quite quickly, so I tried to fish from that beach where I originally was at the beginning of the video. People started coming and swimming, and dogs were there and everything. It was just a nightmare, so I moved. I'm not the most organised person, and I haven't spent any money on like luggage with regards to carp fishing. You can get like your barrow and stuff. I've got none of that, so I was humping and dumping bags and bags and bags of stuff, like carrier bags and stuff. And so I got back round to here where I am fishing now, and I tried to find a clear spot. I couldn't really find a clear spot. Snapped off like 3 times, lost 3 leads. It was horrendous. And then I walked around to the other side of the lake, humping and dumping all my stuff. I was snapped by this point. I'd got there about 9:30 in the morning. By the time I'd got all that sorted, it was like 1:30 in the afternoon. And then one of my reels creamed in. I threw my rod on the ground, had a bit of a hissy fit. Pulled myself back together, managed to get 1 rod fish in. Then the reel on that rod decided to explode. The line exploded. Now I could put it down to bad luck, but it's not really bad luck, it's bad admin. So these reels that I'm using, or the big pit reels that I've got, they're Fox FX 11s. I got given them about, well, I bought them about 6 or 7 years ago. I haven't had them touched since then. I haven't touched them. The guy who, I took him in the shop to have a look at one of them just before I came to Germany. And he said, you want to get these reels serviced really? And I was like, how much? And I think he told me it was like 80 quid or something. And I was like, nah, it'd be all right. Well, it wasn't all right. Was it? So anyway, that happened. The line, again, I haven't changed the line since I've had them either. Horrendous admin. I just kept forgetting. And that's now all come back to bite me in the bum. So that was that. Luckily, I brought a spare reel, an Daiwa. I've got a Daiwa reel, but it works. However, I'm not able to cast that far with this one. So I've got one in the margins. I've got one out about 15 wraps out in front of me on a clear spot that I found. And we start again today. I'm a lot more positive today. A lot more positive. So let's see how it goes. Got a little confession to make. I got a bit bored, so I pulled the rods in, stuck everything in the motor and drove around and got a coffee. Oh, this carp fishing, honestly, I just can't sit still long enough. Right, brew time. Coffee time, baby. Riva. This is like the German version of Tesco, I guess. Hallo. Eine normales, große normales Kaffee, bitte. Oh, thanks, sir. Alright, coffee bought, refueled. Let's get back on the bank. Found a little side mission. In those reeds, there's a little ball. My little boy loves footballs and stuff, so it's also got minions on it, so that's a double bonus. So let's see if we can get it out. Well, at least I caught something today. Now I'm starting to get hungry and I've run out of food. I was only supposed to be coming for sort of an afternoon session, but don't really want to leave. Takeaways in Germany are a little bit weird, or in Paderborn where I am anyway. I don't think they deliver, and I can't really talk over the phone in that well in German where I can like pay on card and stuff like that. So I was ready to pack up, but then I realised I had some emergency luncheon meat in my tackle bag. So that's my dinner now. Look at that, look. The lid doubles up as a knife, and then you just a big chunk of that, full of calories, full of protein. Sorted me right out. Now I can stay for longer. So that session, as you can guess, came to a blank, unfortunately. So being a little bit heartbroken, I decided that instead of just giving up completely, I'll just take a couple of days, spend a little bit of my holiday with my actual family. Right, so I've had an absolute nightmare trying to get a day ticket to fish. Went to the tackle shop last night and he's ran out of day tickets, which was fantastic. He did give me an address on a bit of paper for another place that sells them. It's very strange. There are like garden centres and stuff that sell day tickets, but I think they have to have like a special licence to sell the tickets, it seems. So I'm going to head to that place now. So that's the place, and it is closed. Oh man, all locked up. Now, my hopes and dreams of a big fish out of the lake that we fished the other day have just been shattered, but I'm not giving up yet. I have got an idea about a couple of smaller ponds that I found, but they're going to require a little bit of sneaky beaky business early morning tomorrow morning, because we're leaving for England tomorrow, so I can't do another proper session, but I can do a sneaky beaky on these couple of ponds, possibly early morning tomorrow morning. Get down there as the sun comes up, so there's not so many people around, you know what I mean? Right, see you there. Right, it's 5:55 in the morning. I'm just sat in my car next to the location that I want to have a little look at. I'm just waiting, if you can see, for the sun to come up enough so I can actually see anything. And once it does, we can have a look. See you in a minute. Not really supposed to fish here, I don't think. I have got a licence, a German annual licence, but I'm not sure if I'm actually supposed to be fishing these ponds. I think they're like decorative ponds. I'm sure it'll be alright. I mean, they're quite a forgiving race, aren't they, the Germans? They're not really known for being particularly harsh to people they consider to be in the wrong, are they? So I'm sure it'll be alright if anybody caught me. Right, new location. It's nice and early, there's not many people around. What I'm going to do is, I'll just show you. I'm going to stick some bread out. All I've got is my rod with a single hook on it, on like a fluoro leader, so I could free line some bread. So we'll give it a go. I'm going to stick some bread out and see what happens. Probably going to get eaten by birds. As I predicted. So I've done a full lap of the lake now, and there are carp jumping out there. Just trying to get him to take some of this bread off the top. It's not working at the moment, but we'll see. What a beautiful place. It's the kind of stuff you start saying when you ain't had a fish in a while, isn't it? Okay guys, so our adventure into Germany has come to an end with kein fish, no fish, unfortunately. What a beautiful place, man. I've had such a nice time trying, but just nothing came of it in the end. It is hardcore out here. Everything's bigger, deeper. It's still early April, so the fish are probably still in winter mode in these deep lakes, but I thought I've got to give it a go, and I've got to film it because I love filming these adventures. But as I say, nothing for our efforts this time. Next session will be in London. One of my mates is coming up, so that's going to be a banger, and we are definitely going to catch some carp on that session. He's coming all the way up from Plymouth, so I've got to make it happen. Right, see you there.